Good morning students. In today's video we are going to learn about the generations of computer and their characteristics. Students, in last video we had learned about the history of computer. Now in this video we are going to learn about the generations of computers. So students, are you excited? Yes. So let us start. Generations of computers can be generalized into mainly 5 generations. In that first one, first generation computer, it was from 1942 to 1954. Second generation of computer from 1955 to 1964. Third generation of computers, it's from 1965 to 1974. Fourth generation computers is from 1975 till now. Fifth generation of computer is still in process. So students, these are the mainly 5 generations of computer. Now one by one we are going to learn about this generation. So let us start with first generation computers based on vacuum tubes. The first generation computers were used vacuum tubes as the main electronic part. For memory devices, punch card and paper tapes were used. Magnetic drums are also used for storage. At that time, memory was very expensive. Electronic time per calculation ranged from 0.1 milliseconds to 1 milliseconds. They uses 2 types of computer programming languages: machine language and assembly language. A list of popular first generation computers: ENIAC, UNIVAC, EDVAC and EDSAC. Now we are going to learn the computer characteristics and capabilities. In that first is size. Relatively big size. Size was equivalent to a room. Speed. Slow speed, 100 instructions per second. Cost. Cost was very high. Language. Machine and assembly language. Reliability. High failure rate. Failure of circuits per second. Power. High power consumption and it generate much heat. So these are some characteristics and capability of first generation computer. Now we see trends and developments in computer hardware. In that first main component based on vacuum tubes, main memory magnetic drum, secondary memory magnetic drum and magnetic tape, input media punched cards and paper tape, output media punch card and printed reports. Examples of first generation computers like ENIAC, UNIVAC, Mark 1, Mark 3 IBM 700 series, IBM 701 series, IBM 709 series, etc. Now students, we will move to the next, that is second generation of computers based on transistor. The invention of transistor led to start the second generation of computers. Vacuum tubes are replaced by transistors. For data storage, magnetic tapes and magnetic disks were used. For programming purpose, besides machine and assembly languages, high-level languages were also used like Fortran, COBOL and BASIC, etc. Now we are going to see some characteristics and capabilities of second generation computer. In that, first, size, smaller than first generation computers. Speed, relatively fast as compared to first generation, 1000 instruction per second. Cost, slightly lower than first generation. Language, assembly language and high level languages like Fortran, COBOL and BASIC. Reliability, failure of circuits per day, low power consumption. Now we are going to see trends and developments in computer hardware. Main components based on transistor, main memory, magnetic core, secondary memory, magnetic tape and magnetic disk, input media, punched cards, output media, punched cards and printed reports. Examples of second generation computer hardware: IBM 7000, CDC 3000 series, PDP-1, PDP-3, PDP-5, PDP-8, Atlas, IBM 7094, etc. Now we will move to the next generation, that is third generation of computers based on integrated circuits. In these generations of computer, transistors are replaced by its integrated form known as integrated circuits, IC. Many computers were introduced in this generation. Multi-programming facility was developed. Size, cost, power requirement and heat generation decreased. High-level languages were used in this generation. Processing speed and storage capability used of computer increased. Storage capacity used of computer increased. Now we are going to see third generation computer characteristics and capabilities. In that, first one, size, smaller than second generation computers. Disk size, mini computers. Speed, relatively fast as compared to second generation. Million instructions per speed, stands for MIPS. Cost lower than second generation. Language, high level languages like Pascal, COBOL, BASIC, C, etc. Reliability, failure of circuits in weeks. Power, low power consumption. Now we are going to see the trends and developments in third generation computers hardware. Main component based on integrated circuits, primary memory, magnetic core, secondary memory, magnetic tape and magnetic disk, input media, key to tape and key to disk, output media, printed reports and video displays. Examples: IBM 307 series, CDC 7600 series, personal data processor second, etc. Now we will move to the next generation, that is fourth generation of computers based on VLSI microprocessor. The fourth generation computers started with the invention of microprocessor. Software is user friendly, storage capacity is high, size, cost, power requirement high, heat generation decreased compared to the previous generation. Problem oriented fourth generation language 4GL is used to develop the program. Now we are going to see the fourth generation computer characteristics and capabilities. In that, first, size. Typewriter size microcomputer, speed relatively fast as compared to third generation, tens of millions instructions per day. Cost lower than third generation. Language, high level languages like C++, KL1, RPG, SQL. Reliability, failure of circuits in months. Power, low power consumption. Now we are going to see the trends and developments in computer hardware. Main components: large scale integrated. Large scale integrated stands for LSI. Semiconductor circuits called microprocessor or chip, and VLSI, very large scale integrated. Main memory, semiconductor memory like RAM, ROM and cache memory is used as a primary memory. Secondary memory, magnetic disk, floppy disk and optical disk, for example CD, DVD. Input media, keyboard. Output media, video displays, audio responses and printed reports. Examples: IBM 3090/600 series, IBM AS/400/B60, etc. Now we will move to the next generation, last generation of computer, that is fifth generation of computers based on ULSI microprocessor and artificial intelligence. In this generation of computer, artificial intelligence stands for AI concept is adopted. The computers have intelligence quality, default assumptions, decision making capability, etc. Through this concept, expert systems, knowledge based systems, decision support systems are developed. Robots are the common example of this type of system. Generally, this generation of system is expected to be intelligent as mankind. It may be here, understand and work as a human being. Research and development are continued. Characteristics and capability of Fifth generation computers are size, credit card size microcomputers, speed, billions instructions per second, cost, cost slightly lower than first generation, language, artificial intelligence, AI, languages like LISP, Prolog, etc. Reliability, failure of circuits in year, power, low power consumption. Trends and developments in fifth generation computers hardware, main components based on ultra large scale integrated circuit, that is also called parallel processing method, memory, optical disc and magnetic disc, input media, speech input, output media, sorry, input media, speech input, tactile input, output media, graphics display, voice responses. Examples: laptops, notebooks, personal digital assistants, etc. So students, this is all about the generations of computer and their characteristics. I hope you all have understood about the generations of computers. Here we are going to stop. Thank you. Have a nice day.